Okay, this is just a video on how to replace your inline fuel pump on a TBI engine. I've done them on S10s and other trucks like this, and mine were all the same. So this should be the same on pretty much every TBI engine, gas tank, sending unit, fuel pump. So you can see what ethanol, I'm guessing ethanol, but you can see what it does to these, just anything rubber inside the tank. I mean, it totally just disintegrated this rubber. And the fuel pump, or the fuel filter, was absolutely just wedged full of rubber. And this is what's left of the factory little sock filter. I mean, it just disintegrated this. And that's probably why I got this truck for so cheap, or free actually, but because they could never figure out why it ran like crap forever. But any way you can get the tank out, or I've seen it where people also will just take the whole box off of the truck. Be careful if you do it this way, but I've also cut just a big open section in the back of vehicles. That's what I did on this Suburban. Because this actually is out of a Suburban. The first time I changed it, that's what I did. But be careful doing that, because you're cutting next to the fuel tank, so be super careful there. But you can see there's a little ring here with these little tabs. A flathead and a hammer. And you tap, wrong way, and you tap. You just give it, you just tap it, and then try and do it even on each one of these tabs. That way you're not wedging this ring in there funny. There, it's loose. Oh yeah, you gotta take this hose off. Oh, I don't need pliers. My fingers are like pliers. There, get that loose. And then you want to make sure you blow all this off. I mean, get it super clean, because there's so much rocks, little tiny rocks, and everything that fits, that falls in here, and it's just, I mean, it's a mess. But so you want to make sure you blow all this super clean. But you'll take once you get this ring loose, the sending unit will pop out like this, and once you get it past there to the pump, you got to kind of turn it and then turn it again, just so you can get the float out nice. You want to be careful with that float. But you see mine's different. I actually converted this truck over to a carburetor, so I actually just have a rubber hose in here onto the factory sock filter. But normally it would be like this, and that would be wedged up on there, and there'd be another little bracket. But you can see what the ethanol just disintegrated the sock filter. That's what this plastic is inside of here, and it just ate it away, and then sent it through the pump, and then it got plugged up into the fuel filter too, that's along the frame rail. But yep, you'd pull this one off, and then you can wedge the new one on. I've used hose clamps, and I've not used hose clamps. You probably do want to use hose clamps on this if they come with a kit. Other times I've gotten these fuel pumps, and they were just those little plastic pinch type hose clamps, and other times I've gotten them where they were just a regular metal hose clamp too. I don't know. I'd maybe go with the metal if yours came with the plastic, or you can go with the plastic too. But they wedge on, and then the way this bracket would come down, it kind of holds it funny at the bottom on there. But make sure you don't forget to plug in your little harness onto the pump before you drop it back in there. That'll just go in there like that, but don't forget that. And then to get it in, you want to start with the float, and you put the float in, you give it a turn, you turn it like that. This will only go in one way. There's these two tabs. There's a tab here, and then a tab here, and then there's little spots for the tabs in the ring. But when you're dropping it in, you want to make sure that your rubber ring gasket is nice and centered and seated, and there's not a bunch of rocks and debris in the way. Got a little debris in there, but yep, you want to make sure that's centered and clean, and then it'll just drop in. It'll drop in like so. I've had this sending unit out a few times with having just multiple issues with this TBI, but I guess you kind of gotta wedge the one corner under first before it'll drop in place with these two tabs that align it. But once you get in like that, you want to also inspect your rubber ring gasket and make sure it's centered in there and it's not wedged off to one side. Otherwise you'll get rocks in there, and if it gets rained on or wet, it'll just go right into the tank too and make your vehicle run like crap. But with this ring, it wedges under in 3 different spots. There's 1, 2, 3 spots on the tank itself where this ring needs to get started, and you want to make sure it's started on all 3 spots that this ring is wedged under. Once you know it is, you tap on these little flat spots that stick out on this ring. You kind of want to tap it even. That way the ring doesn't get wedged off too funny to one side, but that'll happen anyways. I'll show you what you can do once it's in and tight. Yep, that looks good. Okay, I can see that this ring is not even at all. So you can actually take your flathead and kind of wedge this ring over so it's even onto the sending unit. Yeah, that looks absolutely perfect, and maybe a little more. As long as it's halfway even. And you can also look down in there and you can somewhat see your rubber ring gasket, that it's even, and it looks good. It looks perfect. So yeah, that's how you would normally change a TBI in-tank, inline fuel pump. You'd want a pliers for that, but my fingers are pliers. There. Yeah, if you learned anything or you liked the video, please subscribe and like. Or if you want to see why and how I converted this truck from TBI to a carburetor, go to my channel. I have other videos, and I have a video on how I converted this 350 TBI truck to a carburetor. It was super simple, but yep, thank you very much.